far the hardest working man in Tin Machine?
What's a verse? What does one look like?
Which song are you talking about? No, which song are you talking about? Here. What? K27?
So, turn it off, man.
Hold on, guys.
I just come, watch the chase. Switch the channel, watch the police car. I can't reach it anymore. I just sit back and ignore. I just can't get it right, just can't get it right. I can't reach it, I can't reach it.
That's why they were where they were. You want to back.
All right, we haven't done this one, rough one. Okay, rough one, let's do it. control. My heart's in my mouth when it's here. Heaven's in here. On the twilight of stars, like a rocket to Mars. Heaven's in here.
Some of us are still seeing Shindig.
Shindig.
I like
The Shindig of my mind.
I like
Do you
the
know that
Shindig.
song?
Yeah, you know the Shindogs.
The Shindogs, yeah?
Wasn't it Jim Keltner? And Delaney Brown?
Delaney Bramlett and Bobby Keane.
Here we go. Tin Machine. Why Tin Machine? Why not David Bowie? Let's get that on the record.
Let's get this spelled differently.
Why? Because in this business, and by business
We call music.
show business.
The thing is, we love the people in Hollywood. We just don't like the Hollywooding people. It's a big family.
Yeah, and we're going to have some child abuse in a minute. Why Tin Machine? Why not David Bowie?
That's the question.
Okay. Let me go back a little bit and come forward.
God.
77 or?
Yeah, 77. At that time, David, I'd say, was at the height of his career up to that point, and at that time he went and got behind the scenes and got Jimmy together, Iggy, produced some records, and was in the backing band, if you want to call it, with Tony and I, and David was playing piano. So I guess he could answer better than I. Now that I've started this, but
Run from there.
I was waiting for the punchline.
or
Yeah,
has,
I thought I was really gonna.
I don't know. I think
For 12 points, Tony.
for 12 points.
Tony wasn't listening.
Oh, you.
12 points. Wait a minute. I don't know. I for myself, I think you can answer being part of a band situation where he can sit there and be the lead singer of a band compared to him doing everything. You know what I mean? When it's just David Bowie,
It's a better chance for them to feel part of something, and it's a better chance for me to not have the responsibilities of being a solo artist.
How had you originally got together back in, you and Tony and Hunt, back in 77? Did you just meet them in a bar or something?
well, we David and I had met when we were working with Rundgren, and at the old Max's Kansas City, you know, those days, and I was hanging out with Jimmy quite a bit in Los Angeles, and Hunt and I, James Williamson, who had been the guitar player for the Stooges, he was Mo. He called me up and he said, you know, would you and Hunt like to sing on this thing I'm doing for Iggy? And he was recording it out at Jimmy Webb's house, so we went out there and did
Jimmy Webb's house?
yeah, Jimmy Webb. Can you fly me in your
Webb and the
beautiful
Stooges were
Laurel?
real tight, you know. It's not many people know that.
Well, you know something, in this business, but so we went on and did some vocals on these tracks, and then Jimmy was hanging with David. He played David the stuff, I guess, and I got a call from them, and they said, would we like to come over to Berlin to do this project? So we went over there and we did Lust for Life. It was great.
So had you wanted to collaborate with other people? Was it like a burning desire to get together and write with other people?
Let me see. I don't think it was. I don't think it was. I think it just. It really came about when I met Reeves. It was such fun to work with a guitar player who had a different kind of intelligence in terms of what he wanted to play than some of the other guys I've worked with, and the collaborative ideal seemed a lot more real working with Reeves.
Exactly what way did they have a different kind of intelligence?
We just knew what we didn't want to play. We knew what we wanted to play in terms of just using sound and not using very studio-oriented chord structures. We didn't want it to be quite so formalized. And he had a certain kind of irony in his playing, put it delicately. And he plays some really funny notes that...
You know why that is?
Yeah, I know. Not on TV. We just got along really well at that level, and we did this thing in London called the ICA benefit. We worked to a drum machine and we used to play bass guitar on the tape, and so we knew what we needed was a real bass player, a real drummer. And I met Tony at a party in Los Angeles not long after that, and it just seemed quite obvious what we should do, how we should work.
What did you play the ICA thing? What songs were you doing?
We did a reworking of Look Back in Anger. We did an extended 7-minute version. And we worked with the dance troupe, La La La, Human Steps, La La La. It was a lot of fun, but it was only like 7 minutes work, you know. But just from that, we knew that we really wanted to work together.
Reeves, how have you achieved a certain irony in that? Where did you come from, sort of style?
Well,
A lot of protein.
protein. Where have I come from? More independent, like alternative bands, and I was in Boston before I moved to London. And that combined with playing in country bands and R&B bands and blues bands, I think will certainly create, if irony is the word, That certainly
We could go for
lends it.
ennui. Anybody up for ennui?
Ennui? No, ennui is...
No? All right.
I like golden.
It does
But,
makes it too grit, doesn't it?
I mean, you just have to assume that all notes are equal,
I think so.
you know?
As you see, you're from Boston, you moved to London at some point?
Yeah.
Like when?
January 80, what year is this?
89.
January 88.
Which day in January was that?
It was the 26th.
Afternoon?
It was an evening flight, but I arrived the next morning, but it wasn't the next morning for me because of jet lag.
Weather?
Gray, London, the usual, you know.
Okay.
He wrote that down.
Describe every word of it. So you guys got together, did you write quickly? You know, just did like 40 songs together or something? Was it
Yeah.
easy to do?
Yeah, very.
Well, when I actually, the truth, okay? Good, so tell me. No, David and Reeves had been putting some ideas together, and when David and I ran into each other in Los Angeles, and we got hunting, three of us got together in the studio and started putting some ideas down, and we just combined we went to Switzerland and combined all the things, you know, and we came up with 35 songs, which we cut in about, 6 weeks? 4 weeks? Hi, guys. Yes.
Yeah.
Three-week session.
3 weeks.
That's 9 weeks, Tony.
Oh, that's 9, that's right. They count different words. It's the metric system.
It is, in fact, a different time zone.
Well, there you go. Was there a certain sense of cultural malaise overhanging all this songwriting? I mean,
A lot of LSD.
Yeah, lox, salmon, and Danish. What about? Really, though, if I make it serious, this psychiatrist is walking down over here on 8th Avenue and he gets struck by a car and he's dead. And he's going up to heaven and he goes to the gate, St. Peter's. Yes, wait a minute. He goes, wait a minute, I want to go through the gates. He says, we have a problem up here, we can use your services. He says, yes, it's about God. He says, yeah. He says, yeah, God thinks he's David Bowie.
Went over and hit it?
Not yet.
It was lying down. It was the lying down, and the other one, that other joke that you know. Oh.
Didn't he tell that one?
have you ever met
The guy's lying down. Has been hit by a car or something.
Met David at any point?
Robert De Niro?
Is he what?
Actually, he introduced
He
us.
manages this band.
He introduced us when we were working with Iggy. He introduced us at a concert, and David met him then in New York.
It's a fine man.
But he now wants nothing to do with this project.
Okay, some of these songs you're talking about blue suede, tuneless wonders, and Bronca, sonic anger, and taking pot shots at the industry as it stands now. Or you're dissatisfied with the way things are?
Not particularly. Not me. I'm fine.
These other guys?
At the industry? You mean which industry?
Well, I mean, the industry sort of indicated by blue suede, tuneless wonders.
Well, Hunt's
Something
always
like that.
dissatisfied.
Yeah, but
He's never happy.
Oh.
I've got nothing against Blue Suede Tuneless Wonders. I thrive on it. They're wonderful. Most of my albums are by Blue Suede Tuneless Wonders. 13th floor elevators.
But do you look around and see a lot of music is pre-processed today? Is that...
You know, bring up. I must say that the Brancosonic anger trapped behind locked doors and right between the eyes is actually my way of just nodding my head to Branca, who I think is an incredibly talented musician. I think Branca more so, my particular. I wouldn't in any way want people to think that I didn't appreciate his work at all. But the Blue Suede Tuneless Wonders is I guess, you know, Kurt, there's not much soapboxing on the album, believe it or not. I mean, they're very fast lyrics, and they were the immediate things that I was thinking of. So they just represent a very transitory state of mind. They're very interesting lyrics, and I'm trying to work out a lot of them now. But I don't really see them as having any sociological insight into them. No, not at all. They're just an immediate. I would match the lyrics to the feeling of the music that was happening in the studio at the time. So whatever I was thinking about at the time, I would write down. It was fairly spontaneous in that way.
Do you and Reeves get together and hack around on guitars a lot, just the two of you?
No, not really. It was the majority of the stuff that we put together as a collaboration was done in studio as we kind of played, you know. We'd just get writing on something and that would become a piece, and then I would try as much as possible, instigated by these guys, to write as quickly as possible and try and get the lyric done within the same hour or so. So that there was very little forethought into the lyrics, and I like it that way. I did that firstly, I guess, on a couple of things on Diamond Dogs, and then again a lot on the Eno trilogy. And I've just really now gone back to lyric writing that way.
You couldn't...
This return to this old way of lyric writing, you guys, you know.
It's fresh, you know, as they say.
Exciting.
It's a return to something old.
It's lyric.
You know, I think it's a return to his own vision, you know, which is always refreshing for people to be able to do, you know, if they stay alive long enough, you know. And my experience of the writing was not particularly as quickly as possible, but it's there was space left for David to do what he wanted, as long as it was by 5 o'clock, you know. It was...
the greatest benefit really working with these guys is they don't let you rewrite, so I wasn't allowed to change anything.
Well, we didn't redo the track, so we figured, you know, didn't rewrite the lyrics. We put it down as we came up with it, you know. First take, most of the stuff usually, you know. We would put down the track, and then we'd go to lunch, we'd come back, and David would have a big sheet of lyrics, and he'd say, let me try one, you know, we'd go in and put it down with the melody, and it was great. It was really exciting, really very exciting.
Is there not something to, like, Under the God, though? I mean, is this not about sort of the return of racism and a new...
Oh, of course, yeah. Well, that's not a deep insight. It's just what I was thinking at the time.
Was it inspired by, I don't know, like bands like Screwdriver?
It's more inspired by the obvious currents running in places like Orange County and various pockets in America and in Europe, where there's a revival of fascism and racism in particular.
I mean, does it bother you to see bands like Guns N' Roses doing a song about, you know, niggers and immigrants and stuff, and on the other hand, Public Enemy sort of doing an anti-white thing too? Do you find this to be ominous at all?
It's an extraordinary situation, sure.
Why do you think this is happening in this particular...
I don't know.
Next album. Would it be unfair to, like, probe into the meanings of other songs? It's like I Can't Read or Bus Stop. They just obviously what they're about.
Not really, no.
I think the songs are more like asking somebody's opinion, you know, about something, and not asking them to write an essay on it or to do an editorial on it. It's more like of the moment, you know, like if I asked you what you thought about, you know, red flowers, you know, you just say, well, they're red or something, and it's very just flat, like, yeah, this is what we think right now.
Matter of fact.
Yeah, and that's
yeah, I mean,
the music
I
and everything.
wouldn't say it's a very opinionated album. It's nor very insightful. It's just an album of music. That just happens to be the kind of lyrics I'm running at the moment.
You're just ready to go back to a hard guitar sound, essentially.
I think we've gone back to a hard guitar sound.
Pretty much. Has this opened up your playing at all, where you just do pretty much whatever you want?
The only thing that David ever said to me about playing that I can recall in the way of a direct instruction was just to shut up and play. The first time we were in the studio, I said, well, I could do this thing here, and he said, look, just shut up and play, and I'll be in the control room.
We all said that.
And well, they usually just tell me to shut up and play. Things kind of like comes afterwards, but it certainly, because David has worked with so many great guitar players, it's a challenge not to repeat what went before, you know, and that certainly will make one grow as a player. Hopefully I succeeded not repeating the past, you know.
So
I mean, I don't mind emulating it, but I wouldn't want to repeat it.
Are you using maybe some sounds that you've heard recently, Secret Weapons over there?
No, it's actually, I'm using less.
I was surprised that
ever.
I've been used to, over the last 2 or 3 years, working with guitarists, to have fridges, you know, with like 1,000 devices in it, and I found it amazing that Reeves would do everything that he does with just a 1-foot board and a couple of quite old, antiquated, you know. Yeah, and he's getting some extraordinary sounds from just the minimum of equipment. which is...
You got this great sounding band together.
I'm not sure if that's ability or
Dumb luck.
or dumb luck, yeah.
That's good.
So you got this great band together. Where do you go now? You're only going to play like 1 or 2 dates in this country. Is this the plan?
We don't know yet. I don't know. Personally, I'd like to think we had a future
Yeah.
in this wonderful industry. And, you know...
That reminds me.
That reminds me, Sammy Davis and I once... he was on television this morning.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, I saw Sammy this morning. I thought of him.
Good, yeah. I never miss Sammy.
I never see him.
I never see him, I never miss him.
Sorry.
Whose idea was it to take this video approach that you've done, this 15-minute video?
Oh, it's Tony's. It was...
Actually, it was something that David had been thinking about back in 1955. And that's before my time, right? But, no, David had a concept of what this...
We had a fight about, and we never got to a fight because I left the room. And
But we talked about
just yesterday, was it yesterday or the day before? It was the day before. He sees it on the TV and it says conceived by David Bowie, and he said, "What the fuck?" That was, and we went through all that. But to have a strong front as a band was impossible. Had no intention of releasing a single, and we didn't know we had to promote this stuff somehow.
Why not release a single?
We didn't see ourselves as a single band.
Because we liked all this material, you know. And one. We liked all the
Three
material,
bands
so
in
which
one.
one do you...
But wait, there's more.
I think it's...
With this easy cutting device, you can...
Yeah, we liked all the material, so we didn't know really which one was our favorite.
I think, the overall tone of the album, it has a oneness to it, a 1, 2, 3-ness to it. We wanted to keep that as much, that kind of integral power with the album as a whole piece, and not split it up into singles and everything. So the obvious thing was to just do bits from the album, you know, to get on your station. You know? I mean, otherwise we don't get any promotion on it. Apart from radio stations, which may or may not play, it's hardly top 40 stuff, you know. So it was a question of having to do that. It was fun, though. I'm glad we did it. Even though you took it off on Friday.
Patrick?
Is it true you're leaving MTV?
Is it? Yeah. What's this we heard about?
You're sort of dissatisfied with the way the videos are done today? I mean, the whole approach of...
Not really. It didn't even occur to us how other people do their videos, is that we just knew what we needed was to just try and get as much of the feeling of the album into one video as possible. And that's the only thing we could do to really promote this. And to cover our ass, we also did long versions of 2 or 3 other songs, which you are now playing one of them. MTV always come through.
Why did you decide to film at the Ritz? Is there any sentimental attachment to that?
Yeah.
Old days, or just an empty wall?
Well, for me, for me it was really frustrating because they were all closing down as we were deciding to get together, and it was like, oh, we wanted to play the Ritz, you know, and so we kind of just did it there because it was like, it was such a great place, man. That was just the best venue in New York to go see bands, I thought.
There's nothing left at all.
They're not the same, the other ones. I mean, I went to the new Ritz. It was a strange night. That sort of balcony thing is very off-putting. It's a strange gig, that one. Pyramid Club isn't bad.
Nightlife may come to an end in New York, but they're closing it down, so maybe nothing whatsoever.
What, the new Ritz is closing? Come your ass.
Where's Kevin? Oh, there he is. I'm sorry, Kevin.
He's out there.
It's, all right.
This is not a growth.
Well, all right. Okay, so Tin Machine is what school is it?
Hey, who are you?
Kevin, why is it called Tin Machine?
But can we introduce Kevin?
Well, all right.
Oh, you didn't want to do it that way. You just...
This is Kevin Armstrong, who appears on the album with us, and will be doing some shows with us.
And he's not allowed to wear a white shirt.
And
Thank you.
That's enough for Kim. All right. Now, the reason the name, it's Tin Machine, is Helen Hayes was already used. We have to pick a name that was...
So Tin Machine is a band of 4 people, but every now and then, the person turns up.
He covers Carol. Say something. Speaking to his lapel.
Speaking of lapel.
Well, I just worked with David on several different projects, and he figured they needed someone to cover the rhythm guitar sometimes. So I did play on the album, and I was there from thing. But I'm doing a lot of other things in London.
Tell us what you were doing. What are you doing? What are you doing at the moment? Have you got a new album out at the moment?
It's vague. Well, I am a vague kind of a person.
Look at the coat he's wearing.
And I kind of like to melt in the background. And
It's a living example of the bland generation, aren't you?
Yeah, it's nice to be involved in this. I mean, it means I can take a walk if I want to at any time to do other things. Because I have a lot of...
And there's talk he's currently maybe producing the Bailey Brothers.
Yeah, Bailey Brothers metal band.
How did you meet David originally?
I met David, actually I had a band of my own signed to EMI, and
What were they called?
they were called Bush Telegraph. And it's funny because the BBC interviewed us yesterday, and the guy from EMI, when I recorded an album, the guy from EMI who took me out for lunch to tell me, your album's a piece of shit and we're not going to work on it, was the guy who turned up yesterday with the BBC and said, hi, how are you? Nice to see you.
Great to see you, Kev.
Yeah. So I kind of walked from EMI at that time, and somebody there was kind of concerned about the way that things had gone.
That you were living.
And heard that David was looking for somebody to work with in London for some film music. This is absolute beginners.
But I got you instead.
They called me and said, arrive at the studio at 10 o'clock. Mr. X will arrive at 12 o'clock. And so I turned up, and we worked very nervously kind of on these songs.
It's Lana Turner's husband, isn't it?
And we kind of got along. So when the Live Aid band came up, I did some of that.
That's right, yeah.
And I worked on Blah 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 album with David and Iggy Pop. And at that time, I knew about...
And you did the Absolute Beginner stuff with me
Absolute
too.
Beginner stuff with, and the, Dancing in the Street and all that.
And it was great. Kev's a really good rhythm player, and I suggested to Jim that he work with Kev. And which you did, in fact, Jim, you went out with
I did
Jim.
a year on the road with
He
with
did
Jim.
a year with Jim.
That's like a
That's
prison
still here to talk
sentence.
about it.
That's the Tin Machine farm team.
Iggy Pop is the school, and Tin Machine is the graduation ceremony.
One that I
But
personally never
our
attended.
cheapest asset is poison personality.
So do you find David to be inspiring to work with? Or?
No, not particularly. No, I mean, only in the fact that he, for someone of his stature in the
Same height.
business,
I'm much taller than I
he's
look on
very
television.
undemanding, and he does that, let you give you space to breathe, and this whole thing has come together because of that. And it's a credit to him that he's not a megalomaniac, which so many of his people in his position could be.
Undermining his lack of ideas.
How much are you for saying that?
Hunt and Tony were big heroes of mine before, too, because I saw them at a theatre in and let me tell you, it's a big disappointment now.
Humility.
You almost went for the big bucks
Humility.
there.
Yeah, you know what humility is.
What is humility, Tony?
It's not thinking
It's the whole
less of
chicken.
yourself.
It's the whole
thinking of
chicken.
yourself less.
I'm surprised
I'm
why
surprised
did
you
you
know that.
settle on the name Tin Machine?
Finally, we're just getting rolling here, Kurt.
Put that thing.
Your gloves.
Isn't that a James Brown song? Put that thing back your neck.
He's been trying to do that for years.
Oh, your necklace is hitting the mic.
This is hitting the mic.
So why?
But be yourself.
Why Tin Machine? It could have been any one of the titles on the album, and it just seemed the one that seemed more appropriate to band. There was absolutely no reasoning behind it whatsoever. It's just that you need a name, so that's a name. It really didn't bother
But we
us.
did do a fair amount of rationalizing after the fact. If you want
Such as what?
Well, the
It
fact
sounded like Iron Butterfly, and it
Yes,
was like a
and
puny Iron Butterfly.
yeah, or it was tin, which is kind of like a
The worst kind of metal.
the worst kind of metal available, and machine just implied
I don't
racket.
even know these guys.
What's going to happen to the other, 25 songs?
Lean back on 20.
Well,
25 songs that are still...
Bon Jovi has called us for a couple. I don't know if we're going to give them up.
I suggested they do Jealous Guy then.
I don't know.
So when you all go out and play, it's going to be strictly Tin Machine stuff, right? It won't
Yeah.
It will be all Tin Machine material.
be Iggy Tunes,
Yeah.
right?
There won't be any covers.
Well, Space
per se.
Oddity, probably.
No. Right, let's get someone else to write the set
Laughing
list.
Gnome. We've done a metal version of Laughing Gnome, which is
Oh, come on, you're kidding.
it's unbelievable. It's unbelievable.
That's not true, is it? No, that's not true. That couldn't be true.
They never believe it.
You better
I
drop
must
it.
have done about 15 interviews in the last 3 weeks, 2 weeks.
Just on your own.
You didn't phone me.
Well, the guys wouldn't come over.
And you should see the endorsements.
And people keep asking
You
me,
should
what
see the
about Tin
ties, the
Machine?
trousers,
What's Tin Machine
unbelievable.
mean? What's the thing with Tin Machine, you know? And I don't want to take anyone's personality. I don't want to take anyone's, what?
Nothing.
I don't want to take anyone's imagination away from it. And it's not introspective thinking going on with it. It's an easy, and talking, it's just easy, you know?
I think what Tin Machine means is it's a band and it's not a David Bowie record. What do you say?
So if it falls apart, you can blame these guys.
Okay, that's good. Do you want, David, would you like to address the fact that you, in fact, did not get married in the Bahamas?
I did not get married in the Bahamas.
Tell them where you did get married.
It's Reno.
It was Reno. The Mustang Ranch, Reno.
But Mick was there. Tina was
Mick and
there,
Tina and Eric flew in.
and it was a big party.
Nick Feld, Tina Johnson. Keith Sweat.
Sweat, yeah. Yeah.
Making sweat. I mean, were you amazed to see this stuff turn up in the press too? You said, gee,
No.
I wasn't there. Oh, it wasn't true. You were,
No, I know, it doesn't amaze me at all.
would you guys, that's good for me, would you like guys, as Tin Machine, like to do an open for our show, which is the Weekend Rock, which you guys say, hi, we're Tin Machine. Welcome to the Weekend Rock. What do you think?
You do it, hon. Come on, you do a good lead. You, go on, you do, go. Do that funny voice you use, you know?
What is it? This is Tin Machine. Welcome to a
Tin
Weekend
Machine.
Rock.
You know how
Yo.
Jerry Lewis would do it.
How would he do?
I was hoping you'd know.
Whenever you're ready.
We're all watching. The world is
Hi, this is
watching.
Tin Machine.
I've seen
Welcome
this
to a
one.
Week in Rock. With rocking.
Come on, Tony. You do
Let me into the Week in Rock, right? All right, you ready, guys? Ready?
Yeah, you're the actor. Come on.
Yeah.
Tony has film parts. He gets film.
That's right. You've seen him down a corner. All right. Hi, this is Tin Machine. Welcome to the Week in Rock.
That's rocking, Dave.
Somehow I think we
That's
can
rocking.
more from this. I don't know what it is, more. But whatever. Try it all together.
This, he's not good on first takes. You know, you've got to work. Just work
my
him out.
method.
His method, you know.
Maybe you should be joined
What's
by
motivation?
Indeed.
I don't think so. That's a little pretentious, isn't it, Kurt? Come on. Hi, this is Tin Machine. Welcome to the Week in Rock.
Sorry, I screwed that one up. No, can we have it again, please?
Slate.
Hi, this is Tin Machine. Welcome to the Week in Rock.
One more, please.
Hi, this is Tin Machine. Welcome to the Week in Rock.
Okay, good.
Can I just get 30 seconds of silence? Just room tone?
Oh, that's going to
Do you want nodding heads?
Start it now.
I like doing nodding heads.